Welcome to Garage Banter, where today I'm giving you a solo review of 13 Hours. So, I went and saw this movie the other night, and it was really different. Not different bad, but different because of my opinion going into the movie. I thought this movie was going to be more of a political statement, but it really wasn't. It was more of a hero's tale of the six military guys that were on the other side of all this in Benghazi. You know, I was hoping that it going into the movie that it would not be more of the political side, and it wasn't, and it made this movie tons better for me. I think that because Michael Bay and the writers and so on and so forth stayed on that side of the fence, that it just made this movie even so compelling that you didn't want to leave come to the end. Now, I say that at the end because the problems in this movie lie, for me, at the beginning of the movie, where oftentimes I felt as if they were trying to make fake suspense. One scene in particular where John Krasinski's character is first picked up by the mentor, maybe, or the captain of his unit. I'm not for sure exactly the right term for it, but they picks him up at the airport. They go into this alleyway, and there's these rebellious group in the alleyway, and it's like a showdown. But with the music and all this, you think something, oh my gosh, something is about to go down, and nothing happens. The movie just keeps going. And there was scenes like this throughout the first third of the movie that were like, man, they really didn't need that. So I guess the first third of the movie really, it threw me out. Like, you could cut the first third of the movie out, and it would still be a great movie. Just throw in some backstories for the characters, and then jump right into the from half onward. So, if you do without that, I guess that would be my only gripe about this movie, because when it comes down to it, the end is is crazy. I mean, the action is packed. It's like a 2012 Alamo, and I think that's even mentioned in the movie. And it really is like that. It's like they have to protect this base from an onslaught of just rebellious people that don't want to do nothing but take their lives. And the heroism and the call to action that these guys have is just amazing. The movie itself is the last third of the movie itself is so good that it keeps your butt in the seat. Like, you wouldn't want to go take a pee break during the last third of the movie for sure. So the downside to the fake suspense in the movie, and a big chunk of it that I don't think was needed, is kind of, it's like a fine balance in the movie where you don't need this part, but this part you can't do without. And the part that you can't do without is quite awesome. Michael Bay is known for his elaborate explosions. You feel like with Michael Bay, you get an explosion every 24 seconds, but not in this movie. The explosions happen when they need to happen, and that is awesome. I also think Michael Bay got maybe some lessons from J.J. Abrams in this movie, because the lens flare was on point. But besides that, I think it was well directed, well written. It makes you care for your fellow citizens, and the stuff that these guys had to go through and endure was amazing. So all in all, I would give this movie a you know a good shot. I mean, it would be worth going to see. So the score of this movie, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It's and I give it a 7.5. That's above average. It's a good movie. So if you could do without the fake suspense and the slow pacing at the beginning with the high action scenes at the end, I mean, it's a good mix. So 7.5 out of 11 for me for this movie. Also, in the last third of the movie, it gets pretty gruesome. There's some scenes that are pretty. I don't want to say cool because it's not cool, but it's well directed. I give it all the credit to the makeup artist and the costume design because it is awesome. So that's it for 13 Hours, 7.5 out of 11. Good movie. I recommend it. Go see it. And thanks. Stay tuned for some more reviews, and we're going to have a regular segment coming out pretty soon. Actually, 2 of them. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.